Oh no!
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Joe, and welcome back for sneak peek number 5 of the Winter 2019 update. And if you prophesized a 4th hero, congratulations, you nailed it. Welcome to the Royal Champion, the 4th lineup in the heroes in Clash of Clans. But quick disclaimer, this is a developer build. This is not my real account, and anything that you see in this video may or may not change upon the release of the update. All right, so Royal Champion at level 20. That's the maximum level for this troop. This troop is very, very unique. Let's go ahead and see this troop moving around. This is a defensive seeking hero. So let's go ahead and get into some stats. This is max stats. You will gain the Royal Champion at Town Hall 13 only at 120,000 Dark Elixir, level 1 of course, and then it goes all the way up to level 20 with 4 different ability levels. And this troop is pretty powerful actually, but this one is a defensive seeker. Over the wall at them, the Royal Champion only afraid of 4 things, and the enemy isn't one of them. She attacks with her spear at short range and throws her shield to take down defenses once her seeking shield ability is unlocked. Wowza. So, defensive seeker, damage type single target, targets ground and air with a quick movement speed. So let's go ahead and play with this troop a little bit and see what it can do. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the Royal Champion in action. She is a defensive seeker. That's why we have a whole line of defenses set up here. And I want you to take note of how far she is away from defenses. That way, if you were thinking about Queen or actually Royal Champion walking with healers, 2 tiles away from the defenses. That's something that you need to take into consideration. It has been done. I've tried it already, and it is kind of effective, but you have to be aware of where those air defenses are located, and then you got to use the rage spells to keep her alive. Her hit points at level 20 is about 3,900, so it's just short of the Barbarian King and then just above the Queen. So, I mean, she's kind of in the middle. Now, you did see the ability used. It does go up to 4 different targets, but now I'm really kind of interested to see how far away that shield will actually go. Let's try that. Okay, so this is a test for the Seeking Shield ability. This ability is actually really cool. 4 different defenses. Now let's see if she will clear the entire range that these defenses are set up. Let me go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. We got the Expo down here in the bottom of the base. Let's go ahead and target that first, and then we're going to trigger the Seeking Shield ability and see if we can reach those defenses by the Town Hall. I'm just curious. And target, whoa, oh my goodness, that's intense. Wowza, that's got some range. So I'm going to try to push that Expo all the way down to the bottom of the map and see what happens there. But I mean, I'm just curious. I didn't think that there was an actual, maybe there's a limit on it. I don't really know. I haven't really tried it that much, but let's go ahead and hold that thought. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have moved that Expo down, and now we have a really long distance between defenses. I don't even know why I'm doing this, but it was just something I was thinking about, and I was like, wow, let's try that. So let's get the Royal Champ down to take care of that Expo, and then we're going to try to trigger the ability immediately after the Expo goes down. And triggering it, and wow. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. Look how much damage was done to those wizard towers. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. That's a lot of damage, and it's just one-shotting now. That's intense. This hero, I'm speechless. I got nothing on this one. So yeah, I'm just curious. Obviously most of you guys will have bases that are pretty tight and they won't be spread out like this, but this is something to take into consideration if you want to reach something really far away. I guess, I don't know, it'll strike the first closest one. I do know that much. So let's go ahead and get into some actual attacks and see what this hero, or how some possibilities how this hero can be applied. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into some different options, just some ideas that were rolling around in my head on how we could possibly use this troop. Now, obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is, well, we can queen walk. Why can we not royal champion walk? And remember, it's a close range targeting hero, so she gets really close on the defenses. That is something that you have to take into consideration. So I don't necessarily know if this is going to be a viable option. This was just something that I was playing with. Maybe just drop the royal champion to kind of spearhead, go into defenses, and then use the queen back behind. That way, the healers could shift back to the queen if need be. And so you'll notice that she does get really close to the defenses, and she gets targeted pretty bad by 3 different expos, but she holds her own very well with the healers under rage, takes out multiple defenses, and then the queen will pick up the healers here. So now this attack right here was actually I think a 73% or something like that, and I really didn't like how this finished out with the queen just being all crazy and stuff and getting caught up. Now you got to think about how much time gets used here to do this as well. Now she did do damage. The royal champion did do damage deeper into the base with that Seeking Shield ability, but again, this is going to be something that might be quite time consuming. So let's go ahead and get into a different example with a different type of usage. Okay, so next up I was thinking about using the royal champion as a flanking troop or a flanking hero to go in and take out multiple defenses that can't be reached by like the queen or the witches or something like that. So in this raid we have a witch army, and I'm still trying to see if we can still use them against the new scatter shot. I got the new Yeti over there with the barbarian king setting the funnel on one side, and then I'm going to drop the queen down in the south to start working on a funnel again down on the south side. And I want to tie the troops and move them into the town hall, but I'm going to set the royal champion off to the queen's immediate right to start taking out defenses. So we got a queen working over here, and then we're going to drop that royal champion immediately to the queen's right to start taking out additional defenses in 2 different cannons. There is a hidden Tesla there, and then the royal champ's going to move into the compartment. She does jump walls, and she can jump some serious amounts of walls. I've already seen that already. It was pretty wild. She takes out a wizard tower, goes into an archer tower, and then at the same time I got a flanking army with the bowlers and witches. Now they have a little bit of some bad pathing there, but they do get in on the town hall. This attack actually finals out at about 99%, so we were successful with the witches. Unfortunately, my queen decides that she wants to walk the other way and not with the rest of the troops, so that was kind of a little bit of a fail there on my part, but I thought I had a pretty good funnel going on with taking out multiple defenses. I think we took about, what, 4 or 5 different defenses there, and she also did damage on the defenses with that ability, the Seeking Shield ability. So that Seeking Shield ability went down that row of defenses, doing damage to that scatter shot as well. So this is just something to think about. You can do damage to defenses deeper into the base, the deeper you get this hero inside that base. But I mean, again, these are just tests. We're just trying to see what she can do and how much she can withstand, and the possibilities are, you know, whether it's going to be endless or not, we just don't know yet until we get the full edition of Town Hall 13 available for you guys to see. Let's go ahead and get into one more replay. Okay, so with this final replay, I did change my approach, and I wanted to hold on to the royal champion a little bit longer than I did in the previous raid, and I also placed my queen in a different location. Now, we're going to approach this base in a similar fashion, minus some adjustment on troop placements. We dropped the king over there in the far western corner to start clearing out buildings on his own with the assistance of a wizard, and then down in the south side of the southern corner, we got the Yeti and a pair of wizards down there to assist it. We're kind of going after the air defense here with the Yeti, but it didn't just quite work out. And then we're going to drop the queen and start working her way up towards the town hall, since we got a nice wide space here, and she should not walk around towards the right. And then we're also going to drop an electro dragon. Now it seems like it's a little bit overkill with the amount of damage or the amount of housing space that's been dropped so far, but I'm just testing. I just want to see how far I can get away with it and see what I can do. So we're going to use the queen, the wall wrecker, rage spell to get rid of that king. We're going to drop a few witches and bowlers, and then we got the electro dragon working its way, taking out defenses on the far right side. It's being targeted by the eagle artillery at this point, and we're going to end up losing that E-Drag. Now we did funnel the queen, the witches, and the bowlers inside the base. They're going after that town hall, and they're going to probably be successful taking it down, using the Grand Warden's ability as well to save the life of our troops and have them continuously moving. Now this is where we're going to apply the royal champion and move the royal champion in from that same location, but this time around she does not have to deal with those cannons that were out there or the hidden Tesla. So she's going to move into that archer tower, step up into that wizard tower, and then retarget going towards the inferno tower. So you'll notice that our troops are kind of tied up for a second. Our queen is having to deal with a single target inferno tower, but the royal champion is going to get damage on both the scatter shot and take down that multi-target inferno tower, which is going to open it up perfectly for the bats to swarm in. And so we got bats moving through the far northern point, taking out a single target Inferno Tower, moving into the Exposed location as well as the Wizard Tower, and we're going to use those 3 freeze spells to keep that Wizard Tower at bay. We did get rid of that scatter shot, so the scatter shot being gone, that's kind of the counter. The hero comes into play and is able to counter taking out that scatter shot and opening it back up for the bats. And so this is where we're going to end up getting the 3-star. The bats are going to come around, take out the final defenses in the Archer Towers and the final hidden Teslas, and we're going to be successful. So these are just some ideas that I'm having. I did run the Royal Champion in with the main group like as in a kill squad, and she's just got a little bit more hit points than to be bunched up like that. It just seems like a bit of a waste to me. I feel like you can get a little bit more value out of her off to the flanks, but we'll have to see how the pro type players start incorporating her, and as we start moving into these different strategies that are going to be arising from Town Hall 13, we'll just have to see how it works out. But anyways, that's going to wrap us up for today, guys. If you enjoyed the content, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.